enough water, das passt für uns alle hier natürlich super gut. Und der Song übrigens wurde für die Boot komponiert, passend zu der neuen Kampagne. Komponiert, eingesungen von einer Mega-Band, zu haben auf Spotify und allen Streaming-Diensten und hat uns schon richtig Spaß gemacht, auch im Vorfeld hier für Boot. Und ich habe jetzt einen neuen Gast bei mir auf der Bühne und der ist zum ersten Mal hier bei uns den ganzen Weg aus Südafrika, Brocq Maxey, und der hat uns wahnsinnig spannende Bilder mitgebracht von neuem Verhalten von Orcas, was sie dort beobachtet haben, und unglaubliche Bilder von den bekannten Sardinenrun. Thank you so much for being here. It's a long way to come to visit us at Boat Dive Show. Introduce yourself for the audience. Tell us where you come from. What's your diving center? How long have you been doing this?
Yeah, so I flew up from South Africa, where we have our dive center is based. And I'm originally from the Bahamas, where we also run a low board operation year-round. And Shark Explorers was founded back in 2009 between my business partner Monet and myself, and we kind of specialized in that exciting next level adventure diving, which also comes with a lot of challenges. And one of those things we're talking about today is the Sardine Run. We've been going to the Sardine Run every year since 2010, spending about between 50 and 60 days there. And you just never know what you're going to see, you never know what you're going to get into. And one of the videos we're going to watch today is something that we've never seen before, or if anybody's seen before, which is orcas attacking and taking down an adult humpback whale on our coastline around the east coast of South Africa.
One has to say that you guys are also filmmakers, and a lot of the images that you've been taking over the last years, highly specialized also in taking images of great whites, for example. A lot of that has made it to the BBC and other big productions, so audience members might have actually seen your footage before. And let's talk a little bit about what's been going on in South Africa, because I think those of us who have followed, a little bit the stories around the world have definitely heard that something has happened to the great whites. In fact, they've disappeared from where they used to be, and the orcas are the reason. What is going on with this orca population?
That's what the orcas used to see an orca maybe once a year, and now you're seeing orcas a couple times a month. And we had an amazing population of great whites in False Bay that most of the breaching image, whenever you've seen the big shark jumping out of the water, catching a seal, that was all happening there. We were running a cage dive operation, everything was golden. We had an amazing white shark season, and then these two orcas specifically started targeting and hunting great whites. And basically what happened is, over the first year that it happened, the sharks would leave for a little bit and they'd come back. And in the second year they would leave a little bit longer and then they would come back. And now for the last 5 years, we have yet to have a great white back in our area of operation, which is Seal Island, just off of, in False Bay, just outside of Cape Town. So what's happened is the orcas have actually moved the whole entire population of great whites out of their normal area and up and around the east coast of South Africa.
And this is really a wild story, because of course for us, we always think as the great white as the absolute apex predator, the one that eats everything else and nothing eats the great white. And here come the orcas along and decide to just take care of those sharks. And they don't eat the whole shark. What are they actually doing to the great whites?
Yeah, so an orca, in terms of intelligence and even how much bigger they are and how quick they are, there is no, the great white is way, way below them. And they take advantage of them so easily. They grab them by the pec, they flip them over, they go into tonic immobility, they make a small incision, they take out just the liver, and that's all they eat. So we keep finding white shark carcasses washing up on the beach, animal fully intact, just the liver missing.
So the orcas are like these gourmets that just eat the liver of the great white shark, and no surprise that finally the great white population has gone, all right, if somebody keeps eating our livers, it's time to move. So it seems that these orcas now start targeting whales. And we know that they sometimes target whales. That's been documented before. I think BBC Blue Planet showed the hunt of an orca that then targeted the calf, but it's usually very young, small newborns, not very big, still clumsy and so on. But you documented orcas actually killing and almost fully grown humpback whale. That's a first, that's wild. What was that like?
Yeah, it was intense to say the least. And again, these orcas are, there's more and more, whether they're what they were eating before or human influence, which is probably causing an issue. They're frequenting the coastline more often, and these orcas need to eat, and when they find prey, they're very easily take advantage of it because of how intelligent they are. They also, when they start doing something, it moves through the whole population very quickly because the other orcas learn from the orca that did it first.
Yeah, they teach each other.
They teach each
Crazy.
other. And you in this video, you'll kind of see there is a younger one who is involved, but not so much. And you have the orcas grabbing the pec fins of the whale and making sure that it stays upside down so it can't roll over and breathe. You have the big male orca coming in and bashing through and basically hitting the animal in the head as hard as it can. And the humpback really has no chance.
There's even one orca, so basically it's grabbing them by the fins, flipping the whale over, whale can't breathe, it's on its back, and then it gets pummeled by other orcas, and then one of them even gets on top of the whale at one point, right? Almost like pushing it under.
It's incredible that they know that they can do that and drown an animal, and then they just like the whites, they don't take advantage of the whole whale. You'll see a couple take turns swimming inside the mouth and eating the tongue, and that's it. So they ate the tongue and left.
So they take turns, so everybody gets a bite of the tongue, and they literally swim inside the mouth of the whale. And we have footage of this, and we're going to watch that now. So watch out for all those details, how they grab the fins, how they keep the whale upside down, how they try to push it under. It's wild to watch. Emotional watching that. It's sort of a little bit hard, you know, to see such a majestic animal like a humpback whale just getting drowned and only the tongue gets eaten. This is maybe the thing that upsets me the most, that only the tongue gets eaten and then this dead whale just gets left. And what I do think then, what I was thinking the other day when you first showed me this was that, well, nothing goes to waste in the sea, right? So this whale carcass is going to sink down to the bottom, and then all the little creatures on the bottom are going to feed on it for weeks. So it will feed still the marine life, but challenging. You guys tried to get in the water, but that didn't work out.
Yeah, it was already, by the time we tried to get in, the event had kind of finished and the orcas had moved off and the whale had stunk. In hindsight, we wish we had gotten there and taken advantage of it a little earlier, but we were flying the drone, so hopefully this year. The great part about the sardine run is what we're going to look at next is this is not something we were targeting. These orcas just took advantage of a humpback migration that is going on while the sardine run is going on, and our goal is to take advantage of everything that the sardine run has to offer. And last year it was orcas eating a humpback, and who knows what this year is.
This is the thing, right? The sardine run is one of the greatest maybe spectacles in the underwater world, in the seas that we know of, at least in the world, that's observable, let's say, for us humans. And it happens every year, or mostly every year, because it ebbs and flows. And Monet last time told me that for a couple of years everybody was like going, okay, maybe it's over. It's a mass migration of sardines. Why do they migrate? Does anybody know why they migrate? Where are they going?
Yeah, there's a lot of papers that have been published over the years, and most of the time what happens is a scientist tries to figure out when and where and how you should be somewhere, and it works for one season, and the next season it doesn't work. So it's very hit or miss, and it's difficult. The fact is that there is mass groups of sardines that are in the Southern Ocean, cold down north Port Elizabeth, East London, and they move up the coast in this cold water current towards the Mozambican Channel, where they lay their eggs and then they make their way back down. And interesting enough, there is no return sardine run. We know that the fish come back, but there's not the predation, there's not the mass group of predators. So June, July, east coast of South Africa, everything is there waiting. When the fish show up, the last couple of years it's been incredible. We're back to where it used to be. The old boys are talking about how it's never been this good. So whatever that is, whatever's changed, we love it. And like you said, the sardine run is by far the greatest spectacular event that I've seen in the water. And I haven't been everywhere, but I will go there every year for the rest of my life. I promise you that.
Let's have a look at images from the sardine run. What a spectacle. I mean, I can't even begin to think what on earth is going on. Like, if you're in the water with that, do you even know where you're supposed to look first? There must be so much going on around you.
Yeah, it's the ocean's controlled chaos. It's, one of the joys of starting on is when you get these amazing moments, you become one of the predators, everything treats you like that, so you have your own kind of space to do as you wish there, but yeah, the noise of the birds from trying to stay out of a whale's mouth to sharks and dolphins, it's just, there is no better spectacular event on the planet, if you ask me.
Trying to stay out of the whale's mouth. Basically, if you go there, don't behave like prey, so don't sit in the middle of the bait ball, because Monet once got that wrong. The thing is, the bait balls move and suddenly it's underneath you. Monet once got taken by a whale. I asked him last time. He didn't like that experience very much.
No, he didn't. And we have had some very close brushes with some very, very big whales, but for the most part, they don't take you all the way down, they let you go.
So he got spat out again. Also, of course, you know, there are a lot of sharks in the water and everything's just eating. So me as a not professional sardine run experienced visitor, I would go, ooh, I don't know about that. It looks like a feeding frenzy. Should I be in the middle of this? But it is actually all right for humans to be there.
Yeah, fully. We've never had any incidences. Obviously, there's protocol and safety and briefings, but again, the animals, everything is there for that little small fish. They're not there for you.
So if people were to come and visit that so that they can see some of this with their own eyes, which is of course, you know, you can watch all these amazing images, but it doesn't compare to actually the real experience. I think you need to be okay with an adventure and some wild weather, but do you have a tip as to how to experience it best? For me, I'm thinking, is it enough to visit for a week and you have 5 days of sardine run and then you go somewhere else? Or should you maybe focus on spending a longer time?
Yeah, with the sardine run, it's always as much time as you can give it. Our minimum is 9 days on the water. So
okay.
we run 4 expeditions in June, July. The minimum is 9 days. We feel that gives you the best opportunity to at least get one kind of major event. Sometimes it's more, sometimes you get less. One of the charms of the sardine run is that it's very difficult, that it's not easy. We have a saying, the sardine run is not for everyone. But it is addictive and it is so special that it requires endurance and time and strength and a tough mind to put in the effort to come try to witness something so great.
Thank you very much for being here and bringing us these striking images, and I can't wait to see what's going to be there next year, what the development will be with the group of Orca, because it seems that they're up to stuff, and if anything, they are expanding, let's say, their hunting strategies, and that's wild. Anything can happen. Very exciting to see this. Thank you so much for Brocq, Maxey.
Thank you.
A big applause, please, for these beautiful pictures. Thank you. See you.